Welcome to another episode of Edible Eric Eats, where we're in search of the butter life. In today's episode, we are going to make a traditional recipe, Clams Casino. This guy knows talking about Clams Casino and how he doesn't have a good recipe and how to know how to make them. So I told him I'll make a video for him. And it's a classic recipe. It's delicious. It's good. A couple things we need to do. We have our clams. These guys are chowder clams. These are too big to serve whole. So we're going to take these off and we're going to cook them and chop them up a little bit and put it back in the thing and then top it with the clams casino. You see what I'm talking about? So we'll make sure they're nice and clean. We're going to throw them in this pot. Turn it on. Hit it with a little white wine. We're going to put a lid on the clams and let them cook until they're open. We don't want to super cook them. We don't want them, we don't want to overcook them. We just want to get them nice and open so we can take them out and cut them up. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to cook the veg as part of the topping for this. So we have our pan. We're going to add some cut up bacon into this. We're going to render this down for a couple minutes. While it renders, you want to put your butter in a bowl just to let it soften. It doesn't need to melt, but you want to get it soft. We're going to take the veg that we have, the garlic and the shallots and the bell pepper, and we're going to soften those and then mix that into the butter as part of our topping. So our bacon is nice and crispy, it's cooked. We're going to pull the bacon out of the pan, and we're going to leave the grease in there. We're going to use that bacon fat to saute our veg. Okay? So this we're going to set aside. We're going to use that. We're going to then use that. So now we're going to add our bell pepper. And you can use a mix of any kind of peppers if you want. You can put some yellow in there, some green in there, whatever you want. I have red on hand, so that's what I'm using. So we're going to saute these. I always recommend using a scissor plate to put your tools down on, so you don't dirty anything else. This, kick back real easy and wash. This, you gotta bring stuff up and wash it and all that stuff. We've cooked our peppers for a second. Now we're gonna add shallots, some garlic, and some scallion. Give it a mix. So we're gonna check our clams while we're waiting on that. You can see they're not done, but one of them's open. So we're gonna pull them out. If you see that they're done, pull them out. You don't have to wait until all of them are open to take the ones that are open out. That way you don't overcook that one. But we'll just check on this till they're done. Those look good. So we're waiting. We've been cooking our clams. They're done. You can see they're all open. Take these out. Set these to the side. For this liquid, we want to use this liquid, but you can see there's like, clam sediment in there. So we're going to take this and pass it through a mesh strainer that's lined with a pre-moistened cheesecloth. The reason why you want to pre-moisten your cheesecloth is so it's already wet. It doesn't absorb and keep this liquid. Hopefully it'll help more of this liquid pass through it. Now we're going to take our strained clam juice, take it to our pan. We're going to deglaze this pan. And deglaze just means to use some liquid to get the fond off the bottom of the pan. So you can take a spatula or a spoon or something and kind of rub off those nice little tasty bits. So now we're gonna reduce this down to what's called en sec. It just means almost dry. We're going to reduce this down because we don't add too much moisture to our butter and veg mixture that we're going to make when this is done. So this is what I mean en sec, almost dry. That's going to be really flavorful and really delicious. So we're just going to add this to our peppers. We're going to let this cool. While this is cooling, we're going to take care of our clams. So now with our cooked clams, we're just going to take them, break them apart. And take a knife and dig out the clam meat. And you want to keep one half of the shell. I like to give the clams a little extra rinse under running cold water, just to make sure that there's no residual dirt in there. We give the clams a little rinse just to make sure we got any excess dirt. Now these clams, they're chowder clams. You eat it like that, it's gonna be really rubbery tough. So we're gonna cut them up a little bit, not too. I don't want them fine. I just want a nice cut on them, so they're not too chewy when you eat them. So now we have our clams. Now we're gonna take these, fill them back up. They're full. So now the last thing we gotta do, we're gonna take all of our cooked veg and our bacon, mix this all together. Season, a little salt, pepper there, a little salt, pepper here. Almost forgot the parsley. We're gonna shift them on it, or just mince it up real quick. I don't want it too small. We got our butter pepper mixture. Spoon a bunch in there on each of these. The rest we can save for another batch. And now we're gonna take our breadcrumbs. I'm using panko breadcrumbs. I like the crunch that it gives. I like the texture that it gives. You can use regular if you want to. Just gonna take these and cover them. So we have these. These are gonna go in the oven for a few minutes. Those are going there a handful of minutes. We want to get them nice and hot. You can see that the butter gets all melty, they're all hot, but then we need to put a little color on them. So now we're gonna pop it up on the salamander for a couple minutes, get that direct heat on those breadcrumbs, and give them some brown. This will be our last step before we serve them. So they're browning. Now we're gonna pull them out. That looks good. See how nice, you got some nice brown on the breadcrumbs? That's what you want. See, nice toasty breadcrumbs. So now, just gonna plate them. We're just gonna do 4 to this. Now we're gonna try one. See how it came out. It's hot, so I'm gonna do it gingerly. Quite tasty. You get that fresh clam taste, you get some saltiness from the bacon, you get a little freshness from the parsley, you get a little crunch from the breadcrumbs. Delicious, classic Clams Casino, guys. There you go. Enjoy. Stay hungry and keep on eating.